Hello students. In the previous lesson I taught you about the atmosphere, about the global warming, about causes of ozone depletion, about effects of ozone depletion, efforts to prevent ozone depletion. Now today I am going to teach you about impact of global warming. So you know that global warming is the very important concern of today's talk because due to global warming the climate is changing. The climate of many countries have changed, and also it affects the rain pattern. So those places which were very green, they are now have become desert. So the impact of global warming, first is the climate change. So this climate change is caused due to the ecological and social changes. Ecological and social changes means we have used you have already read about the causes of global warming. So we have used CFC, and we are now also using those fossil fuels which produce carbon dioxide, which is the cause of global warming. Then the definition, meaning, it may be asked to you in the exam. First is meaning of climate change. Climate change, what is mean by climate change? Climate change means a change that persists over a sustained period of time. Sustained period of time means there is some period for which the climate is recorded. So that is for at least 30 years, because the WMO, World's Meteorological Organization, defined this period as 30 years. Now the second main impact of global warming is the change in rainfall pattern, which I just told you, that the weather, because of the change in the rainfall pattern, the weather of the country is also changing. Sometimes it becomes hot, sometimes it becomes cold, sometimes it rains, sometimes the sun rays come. So the rainfall pattern is also affected due to the climate change or due to the global warming. Then changing the composition of the atmosphere and burning of fossil fuels are the main cause of the greenhouse gases, and due to that the global warming is taking place. Second impact is the ocean. In ocean, the carbon dioxide gas is mixed, and due to the increase in the carbon dioxide gas in the ocean acidification takes place, and which leads to the acidification, and it makes it difficult for the marine life such as corals and plankton. Now the third impact is the bleaching of corals. So it is due to the loss of microscopic algae, which gives both color and nourishment to the corals, that affects the corals, and due to that the color of the corals have faded. You know that what is coral, you must be knowing. Corals are the tiny sea creatures which, when die, they pile one upon the other, and they pile one upon the other, and they get one they make the reef. You have learned about the coral reef, that is the Great Barrier Reef of Australia is the largest coral reef, and which is important tourist place due to its colors. Then the fourth effect is on flora and fauna. Flora and fauna, you have read in science that what is flora and what is fauna. So these are the plants and animals. So as many as of 30% of plants and animals today are in the risk of extinction by 2050, because the temperature is rising by 6.4 degrees Celsius. So due to the increase in this temperature, this affect the flora and fauna of the world. Then the fifth impact is the destruction of ecosystem. So it may affect the supplies of fresh water, clean air, fuel and energy resources, food, medicine and other matters. So ecosystem will be destructed, and due to which our life will be disturbed. Now, ways to reduce global warming. How can we reduce global warming? What are the efforts taken for reducing the global warming? So every country and the government have said about the use of 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. These 3 R's are the very effective way to reduce the global warming. So first is reduce waste. How can we reduce waste? So waste materials and landfills are the major contributors of methane and other greenhouse gases. So we have to reduce the use of this waste material which causes the greenhouse gases. Like we don't have to use the polythene. Instead we can use the biodegradable things like paper or other things which can degrade easily. Then reuse. So we have to reuse the containers, empty containers. We can keep in that spices, sugar or salt and different other things. So we can reuse that container and we can reuse the waste. Then third is the recycle. We can give the used paper to kabadi wala so that he can give it to the company, and that company will recycle it. We can also give the used metal like iron or aluminium to him or the kabadi wala so that he will give it to the factory, and in that is recycled. So the other way to reduce the global warming is planting of more trees. You have read in your lower classes also that if we grow more and more trees, then there will be more oxygen. So oxygen is very important for life, for every human beings and animals. So trees are very important for oxygen, and also it is very important to reduce the carbon dioxide. You know that plant or trees, they consume carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So carbon dioxide can be reduced with the help of planting of more and more trees. Then use of non-conventional source of energy such as CNG. Then we can use CNG, solar energy, wind energy and non-conventional source of energy which does not include fossil fuels to reduce the greenhouse gases. So we can use the non-conventional source of energy. Then we can use compact fluorescent lights, CFLs, which we are using previously. Now we are using LEDs. So these are energy saver which can consume less energy, and with the help of less voltage it can give more light. Then we can use carpooling. Carpooling, you must be knowing what is carpooling. Carpooling means to use only one car or one vehicle so that 3-4 people can travel in that. So this carpooling also cause less emission of gases. Then there are some international efforts by which we can reduce the global warming, like Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol was started in 2012, and which was used to less 5% than the levels prevalent in the year 1919. So the 1990, the Global Environment Facility is the next international effort. That is, it was set up in 1991 to facilitate global environmental cooperation between developed and developing countries. So we can also use the protection of international waters, then reduction of ozone layer depletion. So by these ways we can reduce the global warming. So you can see in this pie chart that how much percent of greenhouse gas that is emitted in the atmosphere. So you can see the percentage over in this pie chart, that is carbon dioxide. You can see which is used in fossil fuels, which carbon dioxide which comes out due to use of fossil fuels contains 57%, which is the highest percentage. So carbon dioxide 57% consists of fossil fuels. Then the 17% comes from the biomass, decay of biomass and deforestation. 3% comes from other things. So in total carbon dioxide consists 77%. So 77% is very high percentage. So it is the important greenhouse gas which is mostly used in factories or in different parts of the world. Then the other greenhouse gas, that is 14%, which is methane. So methane is also comes from the biomass burning and the livestock. So this methane is the next greenhouse gas, which is 14%. Then nitrous oxide is there, which consists of 8% greenhouse gas, which is also very dangerous for the environment, or it also create global warming. And also these gases mix with the water and form the acid rain. So acid rain is also very harmful for the living thing, which may be human being or it may be the plants or animals. So that's why we have to use those things which can create less greenhouse gases, and we have to use non-conventional source of energy. So for today it is enough, and I will give you some question answer in PDF. So question, and I will give you answer in the next video. So you have to try the answer, and after that when I will give you that video answer, then you have to write it in your notebook.